Today, I'm going to walk you through the exact three strategies that I am running on my live account, and I'm going to make this a clean and simple breakdown so I can weekly show you exactly what's happening on this real live account of mine. So, I've been back testing my QC signals indicator, but I actually have turned it into a strategy that's coming out on June 28th. So, I back tested this and I've been forward testing it prior to release. So here's the important thing to know about this. This was built on a 70-30 walk forward backtest. So is what that means is data over the last 14 months is given to my Python engine. It sees 70% of that data and 30% is held aside. So it finds the best combination it can over the 70% of data that it can see. And then when it finds that combination, it tests it on the 30% that it never even got to see in the first place to make sure that it's not curve fitting. Now, everyone has their own opinion on this, but curve fitting is essentially your engine finds one specific pattern and it just hangs on to it and it's not validated any other way. It just sticks with that. So you've curve fit down to be exactly what you want to see, essentially. The only way to really do a proper backtest is a 70-30. Some people like a 60-40. It really comes down to preference. But institutions and hedge funds use a 70-30 walk forward backtest. So if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. So again, 70% of the data is shown to the engine. It finds the best optimized settings it can, and then it has to hold up in the 30% it never saw before in the first place. If it doesn't hold up, it's recycled and the process continues until it finds a proper output that hit all of the metrics I wanted to see. And then it presents it to me. I load it into TradingView. And that's how we ended up here today talking on this video. So let me show you the exact three that I'm going to be running, my exact account balance, and then we're going to be doing a weekly series where I show you what's happened over the last 7 days to see if our Python engine failed and lost me $15,000 or if we're insanely profitable like we should be. Okay, so first and foremost, this is my live account right here that I've been showing in other videos. 1553495. It's live, it's on Tradeovate. You can see right here I have $15,302.80 in there, so we'll just call it 15302. And these were last week's results running the QuantCrawler signal strategy that I've been forward testing off my back tested results, if that makes sense. So last week we had a P&L of 3,025. We had a great week. We only lost one trade and I was only running one ticker at this time. So going into next week, I actually have three different tickers running, MNQ and MGC. So when I look at this week, you're going to see it did not repeat itself from last week because it's a holiday week and I hate trading holiday weeks. So I turned everything off as of Wednesday, the 17th. I've had nothing going on Thursday. Obviously, nothing's going to happen tomorrow on Juneteenth. I'm just going to leave everything alone. But we broke even pretty much. We made $104. We lost $1,900 in trades and we made 2132. So after commissions and everything like that, our percent of profitable trades is great. It's 67%, except we took a couple early losses in the week and we basically spent the rest of the week just recovering on 2.5 days of trading. So this is definitely not a week to brag about, but I'm transparent. I'm going to show you guys everything. So this is 2.5 days of trading and we made $104. Everything else is off until Sunday, which is actually Father's Day, June 21st. That's when all these strategies are going to be reactivated so we get a clean test for next week. So the first strategy that I'm running that is new that nobody has seen before is MGC. I found one that is okay. It doesn't take a lot of trades. Like it's not just blasting trades like my MNQ one does. You can see over the last 365 days, it actually only took 154 trades for a profitable trades percentage of 53.25, but the profit factor is great. The main part of this is it caught the gold run like any back is going to up to all-time highs. So a lot of this build came from right here. You can see we kind of went a little negative earlier in the year and then gold ran on its all-time highs and it's still performing well. So I'm going to let it run for a little bit, but if anything, this is going to be the first one that I actually turn off, I'm assuming in my head, because I'm thinking this is probably going to be the one that turns down the quickest. Total P&L, just one contract on MGC is 30,159 for a drawdown of 2,961. And basically is how this one works, as you can see here, it's monitoring these bearish and bullish pill flips. And this one is only set to do trend flips when everything aligns. So Like this one here, for example, fired a sell signal for me and also was turning bearish in the market. So we flipped from a bullish signal here to a sell and bearish, and it ran down and it went all the way until the session ended flat. So when you look at the list of trades, you can see here it doesn't take trades very often because it's not very often that the volume and the trend flips align with the exact settings that I have. So like I said, this one is probably the one that I'm the most iffy about, just simply because it's only taken 154 trades in 365 days, which is in theory fine, but still not a ton of data to fully trust a back test on. So you can see that in early June it made 1,300 bucks, and then a week later it made 490, and then 6 days later, which was just yesterday, fired for $270 on a win. But it did take a loss, but it does rattle off a couple of wins in a row pretty consistently. So I'm going to run it. This is going to be my biggest test case and the one I'm going to monitor the closest. The next one that is new is NQ on the 4-minute time frame. So I trade one NQ contract, and this is the one that will be the closest to the MNQ set that I run that you guys have seen. But there's one thing I want to explain real quick. I run NQ on the 4-minute with one contract. I run MNQ on the 5-minute time frame with 10 contracts. And people have said, if you're running 10 MNQ contracts, why don't you just run one NQ? And one of the biggest pieces that I think a lot of people don't realize is MNQ and NQ are very, very similar for the most part, but they have different volumes. And QC Signals strategy and indicator is a volume based strategy and indicator. So when volumes vary, if I take my exact MNQ settings and put it on NQ, the win rate is less, the profit factor is less, and the trades number is less as well. So yes, they're essentially the exact same ticker, but their main difference is volume. And when you have a volume based indicator and strategy, they do not directly translate. It would be the same thing with ES and MES or YM, MYM. You get the point. When it's volume based, it's not a direct one-to-one swap. So that's why I have one NQ contract and 10 MNQ contracts. No scale out because I back tested that as well. It doesn't perform. When I do a scale out on MNQ, and I know I'm getting ahead of myself here, we can talk about it when we get to that one. But the reason I don't run a scale out on MNQ is because the win rate actually goes up, but the P&L gets shaved almost 36%. The trade-off of losing 36% of your P&L to scale out on 10 contracts, just that's too much to lose on a scale out opportunity for an already high win rate. So sticking with NQ 4-minute time frame, this has a total P&L of 91,166 for a drawdown of 9,600 for an almost 76% win rate on profitable trades and a profit factor of 1.589 over the last 365 days. So you can see here in this holiday week, even if I had this turned on, it's not taking any trades. It doesn't like the chop. It doesn't like the volume, and the indicator, or excuse me, the strategy is picking up on that. But you can see back here, it really liked this day. Fired a short, that hit almost immediately. Intra bar, same thing. Fired, entered, and hit. Then this one did the same thing, entered and hit. So we had a very good set right there. And you can see on the trades list here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 wins, 5 wins, 6 wins, 7 wins. But at the beginning of the week on the 11th, we were down $1,000. So we kind of are running, and then this one kind of carried us to where we are to our break even on the week. So I'll scroll a little bit more because this doesn't fire like rapid fire or when it hits in a trend with all of the settings. Like when it out, it has a cooldown number of bars to make sure it continues, and then it runs again. Cooldown bars is 6, and then it hits again, and then at that point the volume is tailing off. As you can see here at the bottom, the volume is dropping and not staying consistent like it is here when it's firing these. So as volume is decreasing, the strategy is backing off because it knows that most likely if it puts me into something right here, it's not going to continue at the same speed and velocity it was here when it was firing these. So it's essentially knows that, hey, it's time to slow down right here, and luckily it did. Right here are our longs. Again, it fired them in succession with a 6-bar break in between from last signal. So that hit. And then over here is where we took our loss right here. It unfortunately called a long at the top of this peak right here, and it ran pretty much straight down to our stop loss. It looks like it didn't quite tap there, ran up a little, and then it got tired in the market and tapped the stop loss. So this is NQ, and these are the last 365 days that I'm going to be running on this live account with one NQ contract. And this is new going into next week. So again, here's the results on that one. And I'm going to close this out and we'll go into MNQ and then we'll recap everything. Now, MNQ is actually where my losses came from earlier in the week that put me into rebuild mode. So 10 contracts here for the last 365 days. The P&L is 118,000. You can see that that's different from the one we just looked at. I know we were on a different time frame with NQ, but that's a 91,000 P&L. So running 10 MNQ contracts is not a direct translation. And I'll actually show you guys just so we can see it. I'm going to screenshot this. We'll put it on a different screen so I can see it. And I'll just show you when I go to NQ and I update this report, these numbers are not the same. So anybody who says, oh, it's stupid to run 10 MNQ, it's just run one NQ, it's a direct swap. It's absolutely not. You can see here when I do the direct swap with these settings, except changing NQ from 10 contracts on MNQ to 1 on NQ, the total P&L is 87,984. The drawdown is 8,631, and the win rate is 72.88. But if you look back over here, when we are on MNQ with 10 contracts, our P&L is 118,000. It's like $31,000. Our drawdown is actually less as well by $600. So everybody likes to comment, this guy doesn't know what he's doing because he could just run one NQ. I absolutely cannot. It does not work that way. And this proves it to you. The win rate is less and the profit is less. So it literally makes no sense. So after we've updated to MNQ, you can see here we're instead of 72.88, we're at 75.98, a 4% increase in win rate, less drawdown, more P&L, higher profit factor. You get the point. But this is where the balance of the two strategies makes sense, because if I look at my trades list, you can see earlier in the week, this is where I was having to claw back. This right here lost $2,200 right out the gate on the 16th. So while the NQ strategy was winning all day on that one, this one lost two in a row based on this volume and the 5-minute time frame. So as I scroll back, you can see here, this was our string. We hit right here, right at market open. We hit right here, and then we fire a short, and that's a loss. We fire a short, that's a loss, and then a win and a win. So these two right here are $2,000 in loss, and we just basically needed to play catch up. So I got my NQ on a little bit late. I would have had a better week if NQ was running from day one, but I was a little hesitant to get it started, and I should have just ran it and trusted myself. This was the only one that was truly running 2.5 days this week. So that's kind of why this is a partial test, and I'm getting ready for just a clean week of runs next week on the 21st. But as we scroll down here in the list of trades, we have our two losses. We went on an absolute tear right here of wins, a loss sprinkled in, more wins. So you can see the win rate is very, very true on this. It does very well. It doesn't typically lose more than two in a row. You're always some back here and there. The only thing that does suck is after every loss, it takes 2 wins to gain back what you lost. It's a scalping tool, so you are running a negative RR. And I know it kind of goes against everything, but with trying to be an algorithm style trade setup like this, I will take a lot of small wins with an occasional bigger loss, because the win rate and the profit factor offset the occasional 1 to 2 in a row losses that show up. So I gave all of this to Claude. It obviously kind of messed up my thing, but I gave it the CSVs and told it to give me a visual representation of what we're looking at, so you guys can actually see the blend of the 3 full trades lists for the last 365 days. So in theory, right, like this doesn't future results, but in theory, based on the back tested and walk forward test that we did from June 19 of 2025 to June 17 of 2026, our total P&L running what we're running should have been 237,874 with a blended win rate of 73.6, a profit factor of 1.67 over 1,500 trades. Our max drawdown 11,651, which means my 15K account is getting close at one point, but it is not enough to lose it. So my risk of ruin, in theory, based on numbers, is 0.01%. So this right here is good enough for me to trust. I think the odds are in my favor, unless I'm 99.9% unlucky, which for me could happen. Then down here at the bottom, streak analysis, longest win streak, 28 consecutive wins in a row. Longest losing streak is 7 consecutive losses. This is what I'm running on this account right here. And I'm going to be doing weekly updates just so everyone can see it. I'm doing this for me. If you want to follow along and you want to use the strategy however you see fit, then go for it. But I'm doing this for myself. I'm going to document real proof because I don't think any other trader in the day trading space actually will do something like this. They're going to show you their indicator, they're going to show you their strategy and say, "Oh, buy it, buy it." No one is showing you a live weekly test of how things look. I'm going to show you the good and the bad. Some weeks are going to be great, some weeks I'm going to be very pissed off, but this is what we're going to do. This is my balance on June 18th. I'm not taking any trades. So going into June 21, we're starting at 15,302. And we hope to see even a fraction of this, and we will be happy. So that right there is the breakdown of MGC, MNQ, and NQ that I'm running on my live account with weekly updates coming for the remainder of 2026. And let's see how we do. Thank you guys for watching.